Has Fortnite not hit the same for you in recent years? Are you somebody who hasn't been able to connect with modern Fortnite? Well, today we are going to be taking a dive into why OG Fortnite was so perfect. Today, we are going to be reacting to a video by Tricky, a YouTuber that I have a ton of respect for. I love this guy's videos. If you guys have not already subscribed, you got to check out Tricky. I watched his video when it released and it put it in kind of the background, so I wanted to rewatch it with you guys today because I was like, the video's been picking up so much steam, and it's a very, very well done video, and I could really dive into all of these points and watch it with more a little bit focus. You know, when you watch those videos in the background and you're still taking the information, but you still could pay attention to it a little bit more. That's why I wanted to react to this video. Plus, the community has been loving this video. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I am your guy with too many YouTube channels. Very long intro. Apologies for that, guys. Why was OG Fortnite so perfect? You can check out Tricky's links in the description. Pinned comment down below.
Perfection for a game is like a cinematic masterpiece of an era. However, perfection for a game requires risk due to the fact that it needs to be made fresh and from scratch.
And that's so true. Fortnite absolutely took a big risk with Battle Royale. And it was something that, like, it was a weird risk too, because, like, I don't know if they expected Battle Royale to succeed as much as it did, but it still was risky to divert from Save the World a little bit. Why did the video just restart? Oh, I thought it did. Sorry, I thought the video just restarted.
On September 26th, 2017, a game called Fortnite Battle Royale was released. A player versus player mode with a whole new aspect that would change the gaming world forever. Within only the first month after its launch, Fortnite had almost 45 million players.
I actually didn't know it was that quickly for the player base to gain popularity, but I remember, like, I didn't personally hear about it, but I know that it was really, really picking up steam. Like, it didn't take long for it.
So why was this game so popular? And why is it so hated now? Why do people not play it like they used to? I remember downloading Fortnite Battle Royale on the day of its release.
Dude, it's so nostalgic looking at that stuff. And the old ambience, dude, that's what Tricky does really well. Like, the music behind, oh, the production's great.
I got an advertisement on Save the World, which is a completely different game mode, and honestly, a completely different game than Fortnite Battle Royale. You had to pay, I believe, $40 for it. I clicked on the ad, but honestly, I really wasn't interested in Save the World.
I've never tried Save the World either, but this type of game mode isn't really that interesting to me. If I'm going to play a zombie game, I'm going to go to, like, BO2 Zombies or even BO6 at this point. But Battle Royale is what drove me to the game personally. My first few games on it were so much fun.
I was more interested in Battle Royale. See, Battle Royale was, you know, alive a little bit before from PUBG and H1Z1. And I always watched streamers play H1Z1. I just didn't have the money to pay for it, nor a PC. So I decided, why not try a new Battle Royale genre? A Battle Royale genre that advertised the building aspect of the game. But
yeah, and do you remember too, like, when everybody joined this, everybody just absolutely refused to build? I know that was, like, the vast majority of people in my circle, and I hear a lot of people talk about that same thing too. It's crazy how, looking back at this game, we never just imagined that it would change so many of our lives and be the focus of our interest for so long, right?
also, it was free. I opened up the game, and I didn't have high hopes at all. Just another knockoff Battle Royale game that was trying to copy PUBG or H1Z1 that no one really wanted to play.
You know what's funny too? In my personal experience, and I think I've told this story on the channel before, but the reason I personally tried Fortnite was I was going to play another game. I don't remember what it was. I actually think it was a Nintendo game. Regardless, we were going to play some game, and then two of my friends said, hey, we've been playing this game Fortnite, like, not to Nikki 30, but it's not, I understand the meme. Hey, we're gonna play this new game Fortnite. It's free. You gotta try it. And I was like, I don't want to try it. I don't want to play a new game. I wanted to do what we were originally going to do. I like planning my stuff. But then I reluctantly joined them, and then the first few games that I had were an absolute blast, and I have been playing the game ever since.
But I realized there was nothing to buy. Nothing at all. Not an item shop. This was day of release. There was nothing to buy. Except for Save the World.
Interesting. I didn't know that. I didn't know when Battle Royale launched, I didn't have a shop.
I started my first match, and honestly, it was amazing. The scenery, the sunset that fell during Season 0, everyone that played during that time remembers it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it is a very, very pretty game, but that's not what drove me to Fortnite. Had fun messing around with my squad in a battle royale sense with the goofy rocket launchers, the boogie bombs, the impulse grenades. And for context, I started in Chapter 1, Season 3. That's what really drove me to the game. The cartoonish aspect is pretty. The lighting is pretty. I enjoy the graphics. I enjoy how the game looks and sounds, but that's not necessarily what really made me feel euphoric about the game. I actually won my first game. That's because my friends carried me to a victory. I never had that OG Fortnite win. I never had that nostalgic feeling of getting my first win. I won my first game.
It was amazing. The map felt massive, especially for a battle royale. The cartoonish style, it was just amazing. Being on the battle bus as well, and seeing just something completely different. It was just so odd.
Yeah, it's a game like none other. And I personally never had experience with battle royales. I knew what they were, but I've never really played one up until Fortnite, and it just was a brand new experience.
But everyone seemed to enjoy it. I remember I dropped out the bus, landed Salty Springs for my very first game, and I forgot it was a battle royale. I didn't know how to get guns. I looked up on my phone and Googled, I'm not even joking, how to get guns in Fortnite Battle Royale. I remember this very vividly. And I dropped my second game and I found the chest.
You know what's crazy is everybody remembers their first game. I landed at Retail Row. I remember the exact rotations. I remember what guns I picked up. And I remember where we ended up getting the Victory Royale, which isn't tilted, by the way. My friends were good at the game at the very beginning. But, like, it's funny, you know a game is so special when you have these memories of literally your first time playing, your first time winning, all of those things. There were so many special moments within Fortnite. It's insane to me.
A regular old chest just sitting in a house in Salty Springs, and the glow, the sound, the aura, it was just outstanding.
Now, I am somebody who really loves modern Fortnite, but I will agree that the old sounds, there's just something to them, man. I don't know if it's nostalgia, if it's actually better. Maybe, oh, that'd be a good video topic one day, diving into that.
Everything about the game just felt super fresh. Another thing as well is that the game was so silent. Anyone that played OG Fortnite remembers how silent the game was.
It's true. It's true. So true. Dude, it's crazy the nostalgia you feel watching OG Fortnite. You tell me another game that you feel that for, because I don't. And I have a lot of games that I've played in my life, and this is a very, very special one. Crazy. Crazy. Yeah, and again, I love modern Fortnite, man, but this is just something special.
So let's fast forward to Season 1 of Fortnite, which came out probably about a month later. This is when Fortnite started to pick up a lot in popularity. And this is also when they introduced the item shop and the season shop, which really set the framework of the whole game. Like, if you look back at the season shop and the item shop, it really just shows that they kind of stuck with that. Obviously, it's a lot different now if you look at the battle pass.
And now it's complicated. It's something that I actually don't like about modern Fortnite. They did the UI way better in OG Fortnite. Come on, Epic Games. We all loved the rarities. We all loved how the old shop was set up. We loved the rare stuff.
But the item shop and season shop is really what made Fortnite. Like, especially with all the cosmetics that they've added. For sure, this is what set the framework. Everyone started to play during this season. I remember a lot of my friends started playing it.
Now, I think it really picked up in Season 2. He's talking about Season 1 still, I believe, right? With the Four Nightmares. I know the game really picked up steam, but I think that kind of took over the world in Season 2 and Season 3.
Telling my friends about it. I had a friend.
Sorry if you can hear my notifications.
And his brother used to come to my house, and we would just grind Season 1. And I remember I bought V-Bucks to buy something in the shop, and I decided to buy the munitions expert instead of Renegade Raider.
Ow! Dude, the first thing I bought was the Rogue Agent pack because I was like, hey, this skin looks cool. It looks like the Halo guy, and I hate my default skins. They look ugly. I never understood why people, like, out of all the skins to buy, you still buy the ugly ones like Renegade Raider. It's an ugly looking skin.
So, yeah, big L to me. But it's whatever. You know, that was a very special time. And It added a lot of new aspects to the game. People started to really understand that Epic Games and the developers really cared about their game.
And so true. And I hate to be that guy. I hate to be the, oh my god, but Donald Mustard, this game would not be in the crap hole that as it is because Donald Mustard's gone. If Donald Mustard was still here, the game would feel like OG Fortnite again. Donald Mustard was pro metaverse before anybody says it.
And this was only the beginning for Fortnite. What was about to come next would completely change the game and the gaming industry forever.
I don't know actually what's coming next. Ooh. Ah, Christmas. Dude, I love Tricky's production on the videos, man. I'm sorry to pause it through this, but also, to be honest with you, for YouTube rules, we do have to pause it as well. So that's my loophole before you say stop. And I know I'm gonna get these comments. You know what? I'm gonna address it right away instead of addressing it in the comments. Before you comment down below and say, "Oh my God, stop yapping and play the video," the original video is in the link down below for you to check out. This is how reaction content works. Crazy, but I honestly love Tricky's production for his videos. He does a really, really good job. That's why he's so successful, man.
Now, I remember waking up one morning, going downstairs, it was Christmas break, and I grabbed a cup of hot cocoa. I lived on a large acreage ranch, and I looked out, saw the snow, went upstairs, and saw Fortnite had updated automatically on my PS4.
Dude, and the winter updates were something that was so special. It was the perfect time to play Fortnite. I'm in Canada. I have really nice winters, and there is nothing better than literally I do the exact same thing. Getting a hot chocolate, having my wife's little, like, ice cube marshmallow things. I don't know what they're called. They're weird. She bought them one time, and it's the best thing ever. It's like a really, really girly hot chocolate thing. But, man, it's so good. You bring the hot chocolate back to your desk. You run some Fortnite with the boys. Oh, my God. With the winter update, they captured the Halloween and winter spirit so well, and that's something that I missed from this game, man. I'm hoping that if you're watching us down the road, chapter 6 was a time in, oh my goodness, somebody just decided she wanted attention. Oh my goodness, I'm having more interruptions as time goes on with my kid and this little puppy over here. Hello, baby. Now, I forgot the point that I was making because I had to get up and go get her a lot of TRATS over here because she's being very, very hyper. It's pouring rain outside and she hasn't been able to run. So that's the issue that I'm dealing with today. Let's continue on with the video.
So what I decided to do was hop on. And
oh yeah, Winterfest.
Oh my gosh. This was amazing.
Dude, I didn't get to play this one. I played in Chapter 1, Season 7 Winterfest, and that was amazing. I will still argue Chapter 2, Season 1, 2019 Winterfest was the greatest Winterfest and holiday event in Fortnite history.
Right as you opened up the game, waiting in the loading screen, you could tell there was new content. There was the zombies from Save the World with the characters on the side, one of them shooting with the snowball launcher, and just the snow.
And I think my face cam covered it. It said, I swear she was shooting with a snowball launcher. And can I move this over? Do I have another scene? No, forget it.
Oh, and the house in the back and the mountain. It just looked fresh and it felt great.
Mm-hmm.
Once the game was fully loaded and I saw the lobby screen, I was shocked just to see how much content Fortnite had given us.
And they didn't just like, okay, hey, we're doing a winter update. They made the greatest holiday updates of all time. No game has ever done anything like that before. Fortnite really was and still is one of the greatest and most special games. Like, this is a period that we're gonna look back on as like, and I know I'm an adult right now, but like when we're like past 50, looking back on this, like, you remember when Fortnite came out? You remember when the first games of Fortnite that you played? Our kids are never going to have an experience like OG Fortnite.
I immediately opened the item shop and I saw the 2 new Christmas skins, which were the gingerbread girl and the guy gingerbread skin. And I saw a new tab called the Battle Pass instead of the Season Shop. So I decided to open it. And I thought that it would be the same thing as the Season Shop, but it was something completely different that no other game has done before.
And it led to the downfall of Fortnite because of this pay-to-win. Not pay-to-win. I just completely ruined. What is wrong with me today? I just completely ruined the joke that I was making. I almost said pay-to-win model.
It was a new sort of pack that you could buy. but it was only $10 and you got over 75 cosmetics. And they weren't like just little dumb things that wouldn't, no, they were full on skins. They were pickaxes. They were now emotes. And this was just something that no other game has thought of.
Yeah, and how'd that age? But it's true. It's true. Like, every game does battle passes now, which is funny. Fortnite changed the landscape of gaming forever. To the point where you get your V-Bucks back. I will never understand the people who regularly play this game and just refuse to buy a battle pass. I know multiple people that do that. I'm like, hey, I try to tell them, like, you can get more V-Bucks back than you actually spend on this. So it's going to be a one-time $10 payment. $13 or $14 if you're Canadian, because our money means nothing to the rest of the world. But I will never understand that. People who play this game and just don't buy the battle passes.
And it was just so fresh that Fortnite had done. I remember loading up my first solo game and everything had been updated. There was new lights on the bushes. There was Christmas trees. There was the snowball launcher.
And look how, like, in retrospect, like, that's a little bit of an update. You got some, like, Christmas theme stuff. You put the decorations. I don't mean to say that, like, it didn't take a lot of work, but it's so easy for Epic Games to show that they care and put that love into the game. You know, there's not a ton that they could do. Like, add the Winterfest cabin. Like, of course, the standards have changed now. Give us a couple free skins. Add the Winterfest cabin. Unvault any Christmas thing that you've brought in the past. And there you go. You have a nice Christmas event. Have some snow everywhere.
And everyone started to kind of figure out, wow, these developers actually cared. And something that really sets the ground point of OG Fortnite, that the developers really didn't care about money. It wasn't a big corporate brand like it is now.
Well, here's the thing. Obviously, the point of the game was to make money. It's just evident that back in the day, they're also, like, Fortnite Battle Royale was also a passion project. I don't know if I can say the same for for Battle Royale. Now, I think Fortnite has become just, while there are still devs that care about the game, it's clear that the same amount of passion isn't put into it. It's a lot of corporate decisions, money-making decisions. And I will say, back in the day, those decisions were still made, and the point of Fortnite was to obviously make money. It was just the love and care isn't the same level.
That is partnered with Disney and, you know, a lot of different artists. It was a game that had a sense and a style and a, you know, attraction that no other game could have built. This was also the time that streamers started to play the game, and this led to the downfall of Fortnite Battle Royale when everybody started getting good and acting like they wanted to be a pro streamer. What started kind of the hype of Fortnite. I remember I watched Ninja's Hyper a lot, along with CD and the Third Dakotas, which a lot of you may have watched as well. But this is really when Fortnite started to rise, was because of these streamers as well that were promoting, you know, the battle pass and just showing everyone how much these developers actually cared about their game. And it was such a huge game that you could play for free, which was uncommon back in the day. Was there, like, any big game that was free? Not a lot, if that's the case. This was also the time that a lot of new players were introduced, and there wasn't really a competitive energy to it. Yeah, everyone was trying to win, but a lot of people were just trying to get on with their friends and chill. No, okay, this is something that I actually disagree with, because everybody's always like, oh, everybody was so friendly. Everybody used to have fun back in the OG days, and nobody has fun anymore. No, everybody was actively trying to win. The issue was, and you're right, like, you hop on with your friends. That's the main goal, obviously, but when you're playing, the main goal is to win the game. Everybody tried to win the game. Everybody was just garbage. It wasn't some wholesome experience that everybody just claims that it was. It wasn't like, oh, I'm better than you. You know what? I'll give you the win. Every once in a while, that existed with letting the default skin win, but that was a very, very specific circumstance. For the other 100 people in the game, which were not bots at the time, you were trying your very, very best to win, and if you're arguing with me that you did not, you are lying to me. And a lot of players were fairly new as well. They just, you know, wanted a breath of fresh air from Call of Duty or, you know, Minecraft. It was just something completely different, especially with the building aspect. Yeah, you had to adapt to it, but that's what made the game fun, was playing with a new system that... Uh-oh. He said the adapt word. Uh-oh. No other game had. Yeah, you had Minecraft with building, but it wasn't like this.
You know what I don't miss about OG Fortnite, speaking of Minecraft, is all of the Minecraft people. And I'm coming from a Minecraft community too. I used to play a lot of Minecraft. The Minecraft good, Fortnite bad. Do you guys remember how annoying that was? Oh.
It was something completely different that took everyone by storm. During this time as well, I remember I would post on my Snapchat all my wins. I know it's corny, but everyone did it at the time.
Yep. I never did that. I will say I have never done that. Not that I'm proud of it. Like, it's just funny. I never got into it personally. I know a lot of people that did though.
But yeah, I remember going on my phone and taking a picture, and some of my buddies did as well, of their first like Fortnite wins. And if you had the umbrella, especially the snowflake one, you were a goat, you were a sweat, you were Mary Poppins. I remember everyone would call it Mary Poppins.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Oh my god.
Down. But yeah, it was cool. It was pretty awesome once you got your first snowflake glider and the regular umbrella.
This is a really well put together video.
And everyone saw the timer on the battle pass go down. People were really excited for the new battle pass that was coming out because everyone knew that Fortnite would do it again. That's what created all the hype, was the battle pass, the skins, what you could grind for. It's just amazing that Fortnite added skins for you to grind for instead of, you know, like Call of Duty had camos. Fortnite, it was an actual skin that you could wear. Like, it was just something completely different.
Imagine how different it would be if they decided to go the first person route, because that's probably something that was in consideration when making a shooter or a battle royale shooter.
Especially, I think the third person aspect definitely helped out Fortnite a lot.
Yeah.
I think if Fortnite was first person, it definitely wouldn't be the game it is today, because you can't really see them.
That's interesting. I'm sure the game would have still been as fun as it was. Well, maybe. I don't know. That's a very, very interesting topic. If they did release it and it was first person, they could just fill the battle pass with other stuff, but would they be as good? Because emotes in other games don't stack up, especially in first person. Yeah, maybe he's right. He's probably right, actually.
They would care more about weapon camos, but obviously the third person aspect, like, you care a lot more about skins. Yes, H1Z1 had this. It was more like helmets and your guns, but it wasn't really your actual character that people cared about. It was just, you know, the helmets. This was also when cross-platform was introduced to the game, and honestly made some pretty funny clips.
Yes. Cross-platform was something that was also really, really helpful to the game's release, because if Fortnite became that game for my giant group of friends where it's like, so one person's on a Switch, one person's on mobile, everybody could just come together, and it's very easy for everybody to play Fortnite. Nobody has to be excluded. You could do whatever you want. It was really, really cool.
Do you know how to build it all?
Nope.
Press Q just for a second. Just for a second.
What
Don't do anything.
the fuck is Q? I have a PS4 controller.
This is also the time that weekly updates were coming out as well. We would see a new item every single week, and this was just great to see in the game because there was a reason to actually come back. Like,
yeah, you know what? And with the weekly updates, they were great in Chapter 1, but around Season 5, and especially at the later points of Chapter 1, you can blame all of the OG players for why you don't get weekly updates anymore, because the community was doing nothing but crying about the game changing all the time.
let's say you grind out the battle pass, you would come back every week. You'd probably get bored within that week of the new update, but next week there's a brand new update. You would get brand new content. So this is another thing that Fortnite did. They kept their players attached instead of keeping them, you know, pretty distanced with content that they, you know, wouldn't really update well.
It was a live service game like none other, and now every single game has to copy Fortnite to even have a little bit of success.
But yeah, fast forward to Season 4. This had so much hype around it. I remember this when streamers started blowing up. This when Ninja was popping on Twitch. Like, if you went on Twitch, you were only watching Ninja.
Yeah, it's like the first time I think I've ever went over to Twitch too. I never was really into watching, like, I've gotten into watching live streams in recent years, but back then I never really watched live streams, especially on Twitch. Every once in a while I would just kind of like check out what Ninja was doing, and it's crazy he took over the world that much, even for people who, like myself, never watched streams back in the day. Now again, I do, but I did not at the time.
There was also, I mean, Dakotas was playing still. There was just so much content. Everyone at school had it. You know, still posting those Snapchat victories. Everyone was. But yeah, man, Season 4 was amazing. The biggest thing in Season 4, though, was definitely the live event. Our very, very first live event that came out. And that was the rocket launch.
That was the game changer. Fortnite's never been the same. It started off something beautiful, and Now games have to recreate any sort of magic that Fortnite was able to capture in order to be successful.
The first collab, which was Thanos. Thanos definitely set the ground point for all the collabs. I remember, you know, you'd load in and you would try and get the Thanos gauntlet, and this was just new content that everyone kind of enjoyed.
It wasn't just new content. And you know what? I will say, new content that everybody enjoyed. I don't know one person that played OG and did not enjoy the Thanos update. This is the issue as to why we have to talk about things like why OG was so perfect. I talk about a lot about mindset on this channel. I do. And then I get quite a bit of pushback for that. I go look at my comment sections. I get a ton of pushback for that. All it takes is a little bit of a mindset switch. If the Thanos mode released today in Battle Royale, as is, and you know what? Competitive is another story. Keep it out of competitive. Everybody would cry and whine about how powerful Thanos is and how they can't win a game. Back then, people had the mindset of, oh cool, that's Thanos, I'm going to try to get that glove. You see how the difference in mindset is there, and one was fun and one wouldn't be. Man, I'm sorry guys, I'm completely correct when I say that mindset is the biggest issue with this community.
And there was just new map changes in Season 4. We had Dusty Divot as well. There was just so much changing, but yeah, it was the same game. It felt fresh every time you opened up the game.
It didn't just feel fresh. It was like doing things that have never been done before in a video game or a live service game.
It was just great. It was honestly, it's a masterpiece. Season 4 was. This was probably one of the best Fortnite seasons as well. But definitely the ground point was this live event with the rocket.
They had something to grind for as well with the Omega lights. Oh, but I think but I want the Omega lights. I want the Omega lights. Epic Games should give them to me
because it created lore, and I know that sounds kind of corny, lore, for Fortnite, kids game. Yeah, I know. But yeah, this lore definitely did make the ground point for what Fortnite is today.
And I loved it, and this is why I look back so fondly on this, because I was there the first day the shooting star was in the sky, and I've been following the lore ever since. It's been beautiful.
Fast forward to 2019, a lot of people really didn't like Season 10, or the new mechs, or anything that they really added.
Oh, I know, and I was having so much fun in that season. The greatest season, arguably the greatest season, in my opinion, of all time. Chapter 1, Season X. I miss this season with all of my heart, and I cannot wait to relive it when Chapter 1 returns.
Competitive started to come up, and a lot of people were enjoying it, but Fortnite didn't have that fresh aspect to it anymore. And
I so disagree with that. I so disagree with that when it comes to Season X, and I get it that I'm in the minority. I get it. But the game never felt more fresh to me. It was just fun, new, crazy, wacky additions. The junk rifts, the mechs, the POIs, the rift zones. I've been on it too many times on this channel. I won't get into it.
It felt like more of, you know, a money grabber because they wanted a lot of players in. And it felt like they didn't really care about the new content and they didn't listen to the community. It was time for a fresh start, and Fortnite knew that.
I'm sorry, they did listen to the community. They listened to the community. They wanted less weekly updates. They wanted less meta changes so often because they had to constantly adapt. That is what happened with this community, and that is why we got Chapter 2 Season 1, and that's why it was so bland, and that is why that it's considered to be one of the worst seasons of all time. I disagree with that, but the reason why we don't get those updates today, and look who's back. Look who's back to hang out with us. Hi, Sunny Girl. Hi, Sunny Girl. Who's a pretty baby? Who's a pretty baby? What do you think about Season X? Did you like it? But no, Epic Games did listen to the community. That is exactly why we got what we got. And for some reason, I'm the only one who remembers that. Like, it's crazy to me what its community has done over the years.
I think they knew that probably around Season 8, Season 9. The map was starting to get boring. Everyone had been playing it for almost 2 years.
Yep, that too. That too. Why could Epic Games just stay on the Chapter 1 map forever? Everybody hated it!
So they came up with something brand new. A brand new map, brand new meta, brand new everything. This was Fortnite Chapter 2. The day the world went silent. Chapter 10 left with a boom. There was a 0 point that everyone was sucked into. One of the biggest live events that people tune in for because everyone knew that there would be something new for Fortnite.
Yep, well, we didn't know that the map was going to change. There was a ton of speculation with the loading screens. They teased this perfectly well. We got the storyline with the visitor. It still, to this day, is my favorite live event, and it's not even close. I look at this, and I feel I feel like warm inside. And how stupid is that to say about a video game? How stupid is that? That just shows how special it is.
But there wasn't anything new. The Fortnite world sucked everyone into this black hole and shot everyone out. The whole map being sucked into this black hole. And it was silent. 3 days. Nothing. No new content. Just a black screen whenever you'd open Fortnite.
Back when we didn't have leaks. We don't have special moments like this anymore because everything would have been leaked. Every single thing. Fortnite's going to be down for exactly 3 days, and it's going to launch with a brand new map with a skin named Ripley, some fishing rods, swimming's going to be a new mechanic. That's exactly what would have happened. Then people question why this game doesn't feel the same anymore. People question why OG was so perfect. It's because of things like leaks and mindset. There is more to it, of course, but those are so important, man.
Something a game has never done before. And everyone was so confused. Why would they do this?
And that was the best part.
You can't play the game, you can't do anything. But this created so much more hype. Everyone was so excited to see what was next. Would there be more Fortnite?
No more Fortnite!
Everyone thought that Fortnite was dead. All the 12 and 13-year-olds were going ape shit.
Dude.
Why was there no Fortnite?
I can't, like, it's so... Oh my god. You have my word, my daughter will not end up on a clip like this one day.
Fucking come on, bro.
Finally, the black hole went away. There was a new update for everyone to download. And it sucked you out of the black hole and transported you into a brand new map, brand new everything, which was Chapter 2, Season 1. It felt very bare bones. It felt like just how Season 1 was.
And which everybody wanted, I will say.
Not the exact same, but with a twist. It felt very new, fresh. Time went on.
Yeah, it just felt like an improved version of Fortnite, and ultimately that's what it was. It was fantastic, and I think it was a great improvement to Chapter 1 of Fortnite.
And honestly, there wasn't any new updates. People were starting to get scared for the future of Fortnite.
Because Epic Games listened.
China has identified the cause of the
mysterious new virus.
Coronavirus.
There are fears a rapidly spreading virus has reached Australia.
This is a rapidly emerging situation where there is not a cause for alarm.
Whew. Is this getting into Lockdown Fortnite? I'm guessing that's what it was, because Lockdown Fortnite was arguably Fortnite's second best prime, or I guess you could call it just Fortnite's prime at this point. Yes, sir. Here we go. It's funny how even like all of this is nostalgic. And unfortunately, I don't know about you guys, but for me personally, Chapter 2 Remix isn't hitting the same that Chapter 2 did. I'm really enjoying it. Big bot problem, to be honest with you. So I still do have this like great nostalgia for Chapter 2, Misty Meadows, all of that great stuff.
Fortnite took advantage of this, and I'm shocked that people didn't expect this, since there was a global pandemic and Epic Games weren't at their offices. They were all stuck at home. But Epic Games added a lot of new content 2 months later. This new content introduced us to mythics, new POIs, a lot of new weapons, and just an overall fresh feeling to the game again. It didn't feel OG, but still felt fresh.
Yep, rated to be the greatest season of all time and ahead of the actual OG season that was returned.
Everyone was playing Fortnite. This was when Fortnite had a really peak player count. Everyone was either playing Fortnite or doing online school. And honestly, online school wasn't that hard. I remember I would just get on, throw my Zoom classes up on my laptop. That's whenever I got a PC. So I would just hop on my PC and just grind Fortnite. And
yeah, I bet so many people did that, dude. I was out of school at that time, and it was funny because it was a special time. I remember playing this every single day. Chapter 2 Season 2 was so good. Everybody was at home. And what's crazy, everybody played more than me because I used to work in an emergency room back when, you know, I don't know, like, I still don't know if those words are okay to say on YouTube, but I think they said it, you know, the COVID. Back when that was spreading everywhere, I was working in an emergency room, and everybody else was grinding and having fun on Fortnite, and I had to wait for my shift to end to come back and then play Fortnite because the season was so good. I didn't have that feeling that everybody else did in lockdown because everybody was just stuck at home playing their game. I was still working and all that, and I don't want to. I hope that doesn't come off like I'm sitting here saying like, oh my God, look at me, because that was actually something that we did, by the way, like changing topic a little bit. The cringiest thing in the world is I can't say it. I can't say it. Yeah, nobody at work was probably gonna watching my channel. Like everybody was calling each other heroes and stuff. I was like, oh, I remember going home and hopping on Fortnite with everybody, and then everybody would just joke around, hey, how's the hero today? I'm like, yeah, I'm ready to play some Fortnite. It was just a weird, special time. Everybody was at home. I remember driving home like nobody was on the road because nobody was going to work. It took me 2 seconds to get home. I showered. I hopped on Fortnite. Everybody was already playing. It was just a really, really special time to play the game, just like OG was.
I didn't even listen to what the teacher was lecturing about. Yeah, it was a great time. COVID was a time for all of us. I think all of us remember just how peak Fortnite was. There was a lot of fashion shows prior whenever there wasn't any new updates. That's kind of how the content was. Just the streamers were making the content, not really the developers. But yeah, it was new. It felt great. But after this, once COVID started to go away, the game fell.
Not here in Canada. It was here for like an extra 2 years.
But why did the game fall so hard? Was it all the collaborations that they were doing? Was it COVID fading away? Was it because everyone was going back to work and school? Honestly, I don't believe that's it at all. I think the main 3 reasons that Fortnite fell so hard and hasn't had a peak since.
Now, it's important to note, I understand what he's saying by fell so hard because the numbers aren't exactly there as their peaks. Fortnite didn't have a downfall, but it is it could be better, obviously. The feeling of Fortnite isn't the same, and I'm interested to see what Tricky has to say about these 3 reasons.
Except for OG Fortnite, but that's different. They brought back the original game. First, the storyline. It was too scrambled. Doesn't really make any sense at all. It was too long, and it never had an ending, really. The hype is the second biggest thing. The hype really faded away. A lot of artists stopped playing. And honestly, Fortnite got really lucky in the beginning. Travis Scott, Drake, Juju, and Ninja, they honestly made prime Fortnite. The beginning of OG Fortnite, with all of them playing.
It's true. Okay, they did hit lucky points, but honestly, a lot of successful people, like anybody watching this video, let's say this is the one that decides to get 1 million views. That's just lucky on my end, but I mean, there's also work behind it. I put work into making this content. I put work into doing my very best to entertain you throughout, but there's an element of luck into it, but I still think that Fortnite would have succeeded. The hype was the lucky part. The storyline, I still don't know because there are so many people that were never really invested in the storyline. I know that in the grand scheme of things, there's so many people that are invested in the storyline, but again, in the grand scheme of things, how many people just play Fortnite and don't know anything about the storyline? I know a ton of people like that. I would imagine that's why Epic Games doesn't really put focus on the storyline anymore, so I don't know if that's necessarily the reason. It definitely is one of the reasons why Fortnite lost its charm, as people would say.
They were the ones that
girl.
created the hype and created the player base. First, I kind of want to start with Epic actually caring. I feel like that they didn't care as much about their player base, and they kind of drove away from the, you would get on, you didn't have to buy anything, to, they kind of shoved it in your face.
I could be remembering this wrong. Didn't they always shove it in your face? I always bought everything from the get-go, but I'm almost sure they still shoved it in your face at every second. I could be wrong, and maybe that's just because, too, like, there's way more things to buy now. Could be wrong about that. If anybody can comment, let me know. Timestamp this.
Everything kind of felt like a money grab. There was a lot of collaborations because people knew, or Epic Games knew, that people would buy their content. People would buy, when Travis Scott came out, got The Weeknd. He was in there for an eternity, it felt like.
And that's actually why, like, memeing aside, I really do miss Donald Mustard, because Donald Mustard would have still had all of this stuff, but kept the storyline intact, kept the charm of the game intact, kept live events intact. That's what I really miss personally.
What else? Billie Eilish, Metallica, you name it. Anyone. I think they're adding Shaq soon. I don't even know. The last thing is innovation. The biggest thing is their innovation. The battle pass was something brand new. No one has ever thought of that. That's first. The game was free to play. No one had ever made a game and put that much effort into it that was free to play. Usually it would just be a shitty little knockoff.
Yeah, it'd be popular for a couple weeks, something like a little bit similar to Among Us. I don't mean to hate on Among Us. I actually love Among Us.
Or it would be filled with ads. But no, Fortnite was completely free, just like any other paid game. And it was optional to purchase items. Also, building was a new innovation to Battle Royale. And Battle Royale was still fairly new. I mean, H1Z1 didn't really have long of a peak. The key takeaway from this, honestly, is the perfection. It wasn't perfect. Fortnite wasn't perfect at all.
But that's what made it perfect. Is its imperfections. Things like the glitches, things like the weird things happening, things like driving in a car and all of a sudden you're on the other end of the map. That really added to the charm.
And no matter how much anyone disagrees with me, I will stand by my point that Fortnite was not perfect. We look back now and we think that it was, but in reality it all just kind of came together.
That's interesting. That is very, very interesting. I don't know if I agree with that one. Chapter 1 Season 3 and Chapter 1 Season 4 specifically. Perhaps that would be a good deep dive for a video one day, but I would say, I don't know, because I want to say they were perfect, but if we just dropped into there today, the game wouldn't feel the same. But that's a player fault. That's a fault of the players. It's not part of the game. Interesting. That's a toughie. That's a real big toughie. If there are perfect seasons, it would be Chapter 1 Season 3 and Chapter 1 Season 4. Any other version of the game, I can't speak on Season 2 because I wasn't there, but any other version of the game, people talking about like Chapter 1 Season 7 being perfect, no, you are incorrect, and I agree with Tricky. I'd love to know what you guys think about that, though, for those of you who were there in the OG days.
Fortnite really got lucky in the beginning. And yes, they worked hard on the game. Yes, they thought of very innovative ideas. And honestly, I believe there's going to be another peak game, just like Fortnite. Maybe not as high of a peak, but definitely something similar.
I have such a hard time believing that. I have such a difficult time because I would love to have another Fortnite. I would love to have another game that could take over the world like Fortnite and last until the end of time. Like, I would love that. I know it's hard, it's easy to say because it hasn't been done yet, but I don't know if anybody could possibly come up with something else.
If someone comes up with an innovative idea and has hype and along with the storyline, then I truly believe that there will be another game with a peak like Fortnite.
That one, I don't know. But I'd love to know what you guys think about that. Guys, please go subscribe over to Tricky. The content has been absolutely fantastic over there. One of my main rotations in content right now, the commentaries, the production value, just like you've seen in this video. This video has been doing really well. Tricky, thank you so much for letting me react to the video. I appreciate everybody being here and watching. Links to Trick will be in the pinned comment description down below. Go show him some love, guys. I would love to have you guys continue watching the channel. If you already are subscribed to Tricky, you don't need to go over there. Check out one of these two reaction videos that we have on screen right now. I would love to have you guys over there. Take care, everybody.